dinner. My ingredients: portobello mushrooms, asparagus, potatoes, onions, ground chicken. We'll be cooking it with avocado oil, and we'll be using cast iron skillets, my favorite. So we're gonna get stuff heating on the oven, and you will see what I am creating. So, cast iron all the way. That's what I love cooking with. I love how it cooks. We have our pan seasoned and it cooks beautifully. So, you're just going into live ground chicken, asparagus, potatoes, onions, and portobello mushrooms. I got the pans over there. I'm not starting heating them yet. I'm going to do some prep work. I'm going to be cutting up onions and mushrooms and just having everything prepped and ready to go. As soon as we're done prepping, we'll start the cooking. Learn the value in prep work. That way you're not rushed. You have everything ready to go and nothing burns and nothing gets cold. So today was a pretty good day. I got off work at 3:30. Had some errands to run, had to get dog food, had to get pig food, and then I had to pick up my daughter, and then came home. Now we're cooking dinner. Cooking dinner is one of my favorite things to do. Been trying some new meal ideas. Yesterday we had rotisserie chicken, and then I made baby potatoes, boiled baby potatoes with parsley. And then I did asparagus, mushrooms, and onions. Onions and mushrooms are a well-liked part of this household. It's good to saute them, and people just love them that way. We usually use 2 onions when we're cooking. It seems to be enough. We don't have any waste, because that's what another one of my goals is, to try to cook just enough food to have a meal where no one goes hungry, and then have maybe a tiny meal afterwards. But having leftovers in your house usually turns into waste in your house, just depending on the way people like food. So right now I'm cutting up onions, and I'm going to cut up the mushrooms next, and then have those ready to go. We're cooking in avocado oil. One of my favorite things to cook with, aside from lard. I'm usually not affected by onions too badly. A little bit here, but our whole house loves onions and mushrooms. And I just picked up asparagus yesterday, and they were enjoying that too. Asparagus gets cooked with salt and pepper and avocado oil in the cast iron. Takes like 10-15 minutes for it to cook. And I picked up some seasoning, which I really enjoy. It is Kinder's prime steak with black garlic and truffle. It's amazing. We sauteed the onions and mushrooms and seasoned it with that. Made a nice topping to the chicken and the asparagus. So onions are chopped up. We're going to throw away the onion garbage, and then we're going to start cutting up the mushrooms. We were getting the almost like pre-cooked. Well, hello there. How's it going? Your name? Pippa Weenick. No? So, experimenting with the portobello mushrooms. We were getting the mushrooms that they're like pre-cut, but these were really good last night, and I had picked up 2 packs of them. I slice and then kind of dice them a little big. Mushrooms kind of cook down, so you don't have to cut them into little tiny pieces, or you just have like mush. So you have like mushroom cubes. I'll show you guys here in a second. So our mushroom cubes, they look kind of like that, just like that. So cubed mushrooms. They will go in after the onions have cooked down a little bit. The onions take a little bit longer. The mushrooms kind of render down pretty quickly. So onions first. And the trick to cooking with cast iron, get your cast iron up to temperature before you put anything in it, and then it'll cook beautifully. So we're gonna take a minute here in a second to turn on our cast irons. All right, cast iron's coming on. One of the dreams is to have a gas stove, but we don't have that yet. So we're gonna turn it on big cast iron. I mean, usually on my stove, it's like at 6. So we're gonna let those heat up before we do anything else. We got asparagus we're gonna trim and put that in there. So asparagus, I'm gonna wash it and then trim the ends off. All right, we're gonna trim off the ends. The stockier pieces that are a bit tougher to eat, we trim off. So about that much we're trimming off. And then it's left with a stalk that looks like this. So we trimmed off the stockier part, and now that's ready to go in the cast iron once it's heated up. Grab another plate, just set it on. So we got our onions, our mushrooms, and our asparagus ready to go. We are going to cut up our potatoes. We're going to wash them first. Potatoes usually have a lot of dirt on them, so we have 6 people we're cooking for, so probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to use 10 potatoes. Like I said, I don't want to waste, so it'll be plenty. We're going to slice them up, so after I wash them. All right. We are going to slice up the potatoes into manageable cooking bites. I'm just going to trim the ends off. For potatoes, when you're slicing them, you don't want to have them too thick because then they'll take forever to cook. You generally want to have them all the same size so they all cook evenly. Or you're sitting there waiting for potatoes to cook, and then some cook and then some don't, and then you're like, this kind of sucks. So we're slicing them about that big. And then we're gonna fry them up. We're gonna have fried potato slices, and onions, mushrooms, asparagus, and then the protein, which is ground chicken. We're gonna cook that down, and we're kind of gonna like make a meat chicken gravy to put on top of the potatoes. So we kind of did this growing up, where we would make mashed potatoes and then have like a ground beef gravy. My mom and my sisters always looked for recipes to feed a lot of people, because there were 10 kids in my family, 7 boys, 3 girls, and we were always hungry. So meals that were affordable were a necessity. So affordable, easy to make a lot of it. So it's really important when you have a large family like that, how to learn how to cook. And then when you've had that large family atmosphere that you're cooking for, and the family grows up, then you are stuck in the mode of cooking for a lot of people, you got to kind of rethink things. It's funny because growing up, breakfast consisted a lot of oatmeal, cornmeal mush, cream of wheat, and I started hating it because we had it so much. And now it's almost like a comfort food. And I like to make it, and it tastes really good, and use maple syrup and everything and stuff like that. It's funny how your tastes change when you grow up, and you realize that it was good. It just maybe you overate it sometimes. But again, like I said, cornmeal mush, cream of wheat, oatmeal, it's cheap, and you're able to feed a lot of people with it. And you, especially with the way things are right now, you want to be able to cook affordably. Your money doesn't go as far as it used to. Groceries aren't getting any cheaper. So if you're able to make a delicious meal affordably and everybody likes it, you've hit the nail on the head. But moms and sisters with large families have a tough job, and brothers who cook, fathers who cook all the time for their families know that a lot of time and effort gets put into it, and you want people to like it in the end, and sometimes they don't, and you're like, what the heck? But it is what it is. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Sometimes you find a food that everybody really loves, and it's like, yeah, this is it. And then they don't love it the next time. You're like, what happened? I thought you guys liked this. So, tastes change with time, and that's okay. What's important is to realize that people's tastes change. I wanted this one to heat up more. potatoes take longer. So all the potatoes are prepped. The onions are prepped. The mushrooms are prepped. I need my pot. No, it's right there. I need my towel. Need my towel. Right here. Alright. I'm going to start mixing up my chicken with my spices so I can cook that up. This will be the first time I cook with ground chicken. I've never done this. So we'll see. Ground chicken. It's interesting. I saw it there and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try something new. And I've been really liking this brand, Purdue. I don't usually buy name brand. It's usually, well, I'm gonna buy Great Value. And Great Value doesn't always have good meat. Obviously, we're going to pay for the better meat. And Purdue chicken has been really good. So here it is. We're going to add our spices. I'm really disappointed because I ran out of one of my key spices. And it's actually tragic because it was really good. And it's not technically a spice either. It was a seasoning. It was my tomato skin powder. Oh, tomato skin powder. Why? I'm telling you, it is without a doubt one of the best things to add to a seasoning ever. And I ran out, which means I need to make more this year. It's just amazing. And it just adds that little bit of a tomato zest to it. Beef bouillon cube. Beef bouillon cube, yeah. Beef bouillon with chicken. Delicious. Delicious. Put it in here. We're going to get all our spices mixed up. And from there, I'm going to crush up this beef bouillon so that beef bouillon doesn't really crush. It's just going to have to dissolve. And we're going to add in our chopped onion. We're going with the eighth of a cup, which is wonderful. We have these wonderful metal measuring cups from 4 Jars. They're incredible. Good quality, durable. Just incredible. We're going to get our chopped onions. Chopped onions, our garlic, our ground up garlic. Garlic is life. Garlic will make you healthier. With our ground garlic, we're going to add fine onion powder. Thank you for the people that are joining and liking this live. Appreciate it. The only way I can go further is when people like and share the live. And this is one of the things that I really enjoyed doing. And I enjoy cooking. I enjoy going live while I'm cooking. And it's just fun all around. So here's my spices that I'm putting on. I need to add salt. We use Himalayan or Redmond's salt. We don't use the white salt. Plus, white salt has all the additives in it, non-clumping additives, which is not necessary. So, Sam Club has Himalayan pink salt in the grinders, which is really nice. If you don't mind grinding for a little bit, it actually is a lot more flavorful. And then same as the black peppercorns we get from Sam's Club. They're really nice, grinding fresh pepper, which is really cool. Mix that all in. I'm gonna grab my spoon to stir it, and then we're going to mix it in with the ground chicken. It's all mixed in there. I'm gonna check my pan here. It's heating up. We're gonna add the avocado oil now. And we're gonna use the lid. And the first thing to cook is the potatoes. That's one of the key things for whenever you're cooking, is to cook the things that take the longest first. And potatoes, by far, take the longest to cook. So, also depending on how many you have. So, put that sizzling. Add some more oil. And stir it up. Put the lid on to keep the steam in there so that it cooks a little bit faster. It's amazing. We're going to start mixing up our spices and chicken together. You say the texture is a little bit different on this, softer than beef. Mix in all the spices so that when we go to cook it, it cooks evenly with all the spices. All right. Our chicken is ready to go, but that's one of the last things we're going to cook. We want to have this all hot and ready to go for when the rest of my family comes home. And always, whenever you're cooking with meat and everything, always wash your hands after handling raw meat. Sometimes things are a given, but sometimes people don't understand common sense. Which is whatever. And our truffle seasoning is going to stay for our onions and mushrooms. Potatoes are going to take a while. So that's why we started them now. Because if you started all the food at the same time, everything would be done and you'd be waiting on the potatoes to cook, and then everything's getting cold and it doesn't taste right. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Hops on and has a question, feel free to ask any questions about farming, homesteading, cooking, whatever. While we wait for our potatoes. So, I'm going to set this up so people can see. I'm going to grab my Dutch oven. Put it on the back burner here for the meat so that the meat is simmering. Kind of like a slow cooking of ground chicken, since I haven't done it before. I'm actually going to put it in the front here, since I've never cooked ground chicken before. I'm going to see what it will do in a slow cooker type of environment. Also, your Dutch oven is a cast iron too, so we're going to heat it up the same way as we heat up our other cast irons, and we're going to let it heat up before we put any of the avocado oil in it, so that it cooks better evenly. So we'll let that heat up, and then we're going to throw our chicken in. Kind of slow cook it, make a gravy with it. We'll have our ground chicken and gravy with our fried potatoes, asparagus, and onions, and mushrooms. And sounds so good, and I'm just so hungry. But that's it for now. Maybe I'll catch you guys again another time. Or we can just stay on here and see what happens. So, if anybody comes on here, you'll see I'm cooking. And I'm cooking potatoes, and I'm warming up my cast iron. Potatoes. We're going to actually add parsley to this. So our potatoes are cooking. So see you guys later.